Okay, so can everyone hear me now? Or I guess it kicked everyone off the stream, so I'm going to restart the restream chat just in case, because it sometimes malfunctions. Let's try that again. Wow, now everything crashed. Of course. That's what I get for not streaming in a while, huh? Restream. Okay. Come on, restream, open up. Cool. So I think that's gonna work now. Please tell me again if you can't hear me. But the goal today is that we're going to take this app or this site and make it super fast and work well on mobile and clean up the copy and all those other things. Also, please tell me if the music is too loud. So where was I? Right, so I'm going to reload this and we're going to start with, let's see, let's get a lighthouse score. So the goal today is to go from a lighthouse score of whatever it is now to a good lighthouse score. So I'm gonna try to go for at least, shall we say, let's aim for 80. 80 sounds doable. So lighthouse score, we're gonna start by taking the current measurement, run, okay, okay, audits, run audits, let's see, simulated fast, block, desktop, mobile, let's try it for desktop, as a progressive web app, no, okay, so let's see, run audits, and we're gonna see how well it performs, and that's gonna be our baseline for what we're trying to improve. Okay, so it's kind of slow at first, I guess. It's also rendering weirdly. It's been a while since I ran a lighthouse score. Okay, what's it doing? Let's try a different test. Page speed test. Okay, so page speed insights from Google developers. Let's try it there. HTTPS react for dataviz.com analyze. And I'm gonna give up on this analysis. Wow, that is terrible. All right, so I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, and that's going to serve as our baseline. So command, no, not the whole thing. Command Shift 4. This is our baseline. And page speed insights is also gonna finish soon. Okay, it's still analyzing. So that's terrible. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this as well. Page speed insights, time to interactive 107 seconds, and it's just generally terrible, right? So let's start making it better. How do we do that? Well, I did yarn start already, so we can go to localhost 3000. That's okay. I'm gonna start a new tab because that one was acting weird. Oh, it's localhost 8000 because I'm running Gatsby. I'm not on a create React app. Okay, so we have 8 warnings. That's bad. React hot loader, invalid DOM property, allow full screen. So let's go find that one first. Gate grep, allow full screen. And they are all in section 3. So one caveat here is that I had somebody else build the basics of this site, and then I worked on it after like the basic layout was done, the basic design was done, because I'm a terrible designer. So I gave Sean all of the copy, and he built the site, and now I'm improving the copy and improving the site, because that's what fits my budget, both in time and in money. So we go to section 3 and we start there. We'll change to React. Aha. So first of all, here where we're embedding videos, you see that's all the way down here, which is kind of a weird design, but whatever. We're gonna start by changing that to actual YouTube embeds. So I'm going to, let's see, how does video block work? Come on, open video block. No, video block. There we go. So that's my video block, which is weirdly done. I wouldn't do it that way, so we're gonna not do it that way. Let's see. But so here, instead of video block, let's see what happens if we change this to say YouTube. So I'm going to import YouTube from React YouTube, because that is a thing that I added. Wow, that is so loud.
Yes, it's very loud.
You be quiet. Okay, so YouTube video ID equals, what does it equals? Take this one and we do that, and let's see what happens. Video block is not defined. Yes, I know. Okay, we have to keep video block. Let's see then. Okay, so that made it pretty sizable. So you can see how it's loading very slowly, even in localhost, which is just not great. Okay, so we got the video. Let's replace the others as well. I can remove that. And okay, so video block. Here, this one is, why do we have video 1, video 2? That's kind of silly. Okay, like that. And then here we have YouTube video ID equals that stuff. Okay, so we're now gonna have all of the basic videos. Let's see, great. And let's what do you think? What some of my conference talks for a sneak peek? Yes. And let's make them, should we make them go one above? Yeah, let's actually make them go one after another, because I think that's gonna be better. So instead of doing all of this, I'm going to say that all of this is a normal paragraph. I'm not sure why I have a paragraph, but let's remove this class name here and do this. So we're gonna see what happens when we remove these divs, but I think it's going to make the layout look better. There. Okay, that's weird. Actually, no, that's not weird. That's pretty cool. So let's keep that. Actually, no, that's weird. So what happens if we don't even have this div here? Okay. So max width 700 pixels. Why? Why isn't everything using the same wrappers and stuff? Max width 1000. No, that's wrong. So one of the underlying issues with this website as it's currently built is that there's a lot of repetition of styles that is kind of not necessary, so I need to clean up the code base as well. It was kind of built very quickly with not a lot of direction, which is both great and not that great at the same time. Let's turn that into an H1. Perfect. And let's make it a styled H1. Actually, let's make it a title. So I'm gonna... no, let's just make it an H1. Okay. So how do I do this? We want the wrapper to have a max width of 700 pixels. Like that. That's the same as it did before, and I'm going to change the style so that I'm using so that, like, what are they called? So that the titles break out of the overall column, because I think that's gonna make it look better. So why reusable data viz key. So how do I do that? Let's move the H1 above. I'm going to say that this is a React fragment now. Bam. And we're going to have a title, and let's make a new... Do I have a styles thing yet? Source. So we have pages, components, ls source, components, header.js, image.js, layout.js, SEO.js, and then we have source widgets. That's all the widget stuff. I'm going to add source styles. So touch source styles.js. We're going to look at styles, and I think I already have a title somewhere. Git grab title. I defined it in section 3. Oh, that's what I'm already doing. Okay. So we're gonna have a title. Import styled from styled components, and we're gonna say export const title equals style.h1 that has a max width of let's say 960 pixels and text align center. And this needs to be React style, like that. And now in section 3 we import it, so we don't need this stuff anymore, like that. And then we say import title from /styles. Let's see how that works. Okay, why reusable data visualization with React and D3, and it needs to also be centered. So here, margin 0 auto. Cool. Now why is this H1, why does it have such weird... Oh, that's because this thing has weird margins. So we want... What happens if we move that to the title? So we say this is a 7 rem. Okay, and margin bottom is going to be just 2 rems, whatever rems are. Where are we? Okay, why reusable data visualization with React and D3? How? Why use React and D3 for data visualization? Let's do it that way. Why use React and D3 for data visualization? Okay. Should we add a BR? Okay. And this needs to have a smaller margin on top, so margin top is going to be 0. There we go. Now we can tell the title to actually have a 3 rem margin at the bottom. Now that looks better, right? Cool. So now for the YouTubes, we don't need any of this stuff. Wow. So my mouse is kind of acting up. You're gonna have to live with that. Okay. Now, is this centered? This isn't actually centered very well, is it? So let's see. How do I style a YouTube thing? So we go to React YouTube. So I'm kind of mixing together both styling and making it faster. Is this the one I'm using? No. Let's go to npm React YouTube, and let's see, React YouTube, that one. Why are there multiples? Okay, so I have to make it like wrap it in something. Let's see. And I think my computer is being a little slow right now, but if we go to this thing, HTML, iframe, div class. Yeah, so this isn't actually what happens if we say text align center. Okay, so we do need to do that. We're going to say that the wrapper class is going to say what? So we have here container class name, container class name equals centered. Okay, and let's see, do we have a global style sheet? That would be useful, wouldn't it? But let's do this. Dot centered text align center, like that. Great, so that looks better. Now let's look at what we can do about the speed. So if I go to network and I go all the way up top, let's see how many requests this makes. So it makes, holy shit. Wow, it just keeps going and going. So that made 311 requests to load the page itself, which is just terrible. What happens if I do an empty cache and hard reload? We might see even more. There we go. So I'm not sure why I'm pretty sure it should be more than 25 megs of stuff. It also shouldn't be, you know, making 300 requests for this stuff. What is it loading? That is just bonkers. Okay, so let's see how many JavaScript files. It makes 114 JavaScript requests. What? That will not do. Wow. That is terrible. So, okay. Git status, git add source, git commit -m, restyle, docs stuff. Okay, so now we're gonna go and start trying to optimize this stuff. How do we do it? Well, first I think there's a lazy image thing that I built once that we can use. Swizzet's lazy load. I think that's a thing. React lazy load fade in. Perfect. React lazy load fade in. Now a sh. So this should work great. I'm gonna try this and see if that helps. How am I supposed to use it? Yarn add react lazy load fade in. And also let's see if Gatsby image, I'm sure it has Gatsby image. Let's see. Yes, sure, allow. Speedy optimized images without the work. Gatsby image is not a drop-in replacement for image. It's optimized for fixed width height images and images that stretch the full width of a container. Some ways you can use image won't work with Gatsby image. Okay. Aha. Okay. So this looks like an even better solution. This is what I'm gonna try using, and then if this yeah, we'll see. Okay, large and optimized images, strip all necessary. Use the blur up technique. Most solutions in lot Gatsby image. Write a GraphQL query using one of the included GraphQL fragments which specify the fields needed by Gatsby image. The GraphQL query creates multiple thumbnails with optimized JPEG and PNG compression. The Gatsby image component automatically sets up the blur up effect as well as lazy loading of images further down the screen. That sounds perfect. So we're gonna try using that. So yarn add Gatsby transformer sharp and Gatsby plugin sharp. Okay. Make sure you have set up a source plugin so your images are available in GraphQL queries. For example, if your images live in a project folder on the local file system, we would set up Gatsby for blah. Okay, we're gonna try doing that and then moving all of the image loading from. See, one of the problems is, let's see, if we go into the index page, all of this stuff, where is it? All of this wraps images directly into, what's it called? Directly into our source code, and that contributes to everything being super slow. So I'm gonna move that out into GraphQL queries and try to make it work with this Gatsby stuff. So let's go to Gatsby config. These are all my Gatsby starter, minimal UI, Gatsby source file system. We do have images, perfect. So that's already set up. Transformer sharp, plugin sharp. Okay, so we already have that set up. We're just not using it. We have images. They're all in images. Sharp blah blah. Okay. Now how do I use this? Git status. Let's Specify the image processing specifications right in the query. Makes it trivial to update as your page's design changes. Okay, let's try it first with, what is this thing? Okay, let's see. Git grep visualized, and that's in section 1, and that's where we're gonna try it first. Section 1, React.js, and you see this wrapper blah 700 pixels and paddings. I need to move all of that into generalized styles that I'm reusing everywhere, because that's going to make it easier to update styling of everything at the same time. We also don't have first character anymore. Okay, so here I have an image that is loaded from a source here. So I'm gonna save this image, save image as, and we go to random coding, React D3Lander, where are you? React D3Lander, source, images, and I'm just gonna call it scatterplot finished again. Cool. And I'm gonna actually make a image component for myself, because that's gonna make it. Actually, let's try it here first, and then we can extract into an image component, and then we can use the same image component for all of the images everywhere, and that's gonna make stuff better. Let's see, where do we have the query? Is there a query here? There's no query here. Okay, so import GraphQL from Gatsby and import image from Gatsby image. Okay, now we say export const query equals GraphQL and the query itself is file relative path, where it equals just, what did we call it? ls source images, and it's all flat because I'm lazy. Scatterplot finished image, like that. And then we say, let's see, so child image sharp fixed, I'm gonna say width 125, height 125 because I can. Gatsby image sharp fixed. Okay, and we export default class extends. We don't need a class. You can just say export default section 1, which is going to be a function that returns all of this. Actually, yeah, we can do it this way. Export default section 1, which is a export default data, and it renders all of this stuff. Okay, so we still have export const query for GraphQL stuff, data, and now here the data is going to instead of that we say image fixed equals data file child image sharp dot fixed, and let's see if that works. Component is defined but never used. Right. Did that actually reload? No. Okay, let's try first if the query itself worked. Why is this here? It's weird. So go here and we say localhost 8000 GraphQL file relative path syntax error, unexpected name file. What if I copy all of this stuff? Oh, my query wasn't even syntactically valid. Gatsby image sharp fixed. Okay, what if we try it just like this first? So we have the child image sharp. What if we say fixed to width 125, height 125? Ooh, okay. Cool. Cool. Where is Gatsby image sharp fixed defined? Gatsby image sharp fixed. Gatsby transformer sharped. GraphQL includes a concept called query fragments, which, as the name suggests, are part of a query that can be used in multiple queries. To ease building with Gatsby image processing plugins which supports Gatsby image ship with fragments which you can easily include in your queries. You cannot currently use these fragments in the GraphQL IDE. Okay, got it. So we have this, but we can't use it in this GraphQL IDE. So what we can do instead is go here and we can console log stuff. So let's console log our data and then return all of this stuff. Okay, let's see what happens. Cannot read property file of undefined. And let me zoom in here so you guys can see what's going on. Come on, reload. React hot loader. Where is the console log? Yes, file of undefined. Yeah, you keep saying that. Okay, so data is just undefined. Why is data undefined? I know why data is undefined, because we can't, I can't just run GraphQL anywhere. Which is one of the things I've always found kind of annoying about GraphQL. I think I need to add this to, okay. Actually, we can keep that. And let's go to our index thing here. So the index page, I think, can do a query. So section 3 index, export default index page, React.js, Gatsby image sharp fixed, and we can import GraphQL from Gatsby. Import GraphQL from Gatsby, and index page now can get data. Go down here. Return all of this and console log our data, and we should be able to see stuff. Yes, cannot read file of undefined. I knew. So what if here we say data is data? Aha. See, so now we have this image. Cool. Cool. Okay, so we want it to be bigger and wider and taller and all of that. Also, I'm starving, so I'm gonna eat a little bit while I'm doing this. Let's see. Okay. So the way this is gonna work, what was the original image size? Where is my project? React D3 Lander, source, images. There we go. So this thing is 938 times 312. So we say 938 times 312. This should now load better. Okay. So now how do we give these things names so that we can actually identify them? And also I think I'm gonna make a context for all of the GraphQL data because that's gonna make it easier to use. So section 1 data. Where was I? Right. So how do I give names to okay. Interesting. Hey Ridari, how are you doing today? Okay. So let's do it fluidly instead, because that does sound better. So we're going to say fluid with a max width of, let's say our main column is 700 pixels wide, so I want the titles and the titles and images, I want them to be max 960 with a quality of 100. Images sharp fluid and presentation width. So now here I'm gonna go to non-stretched image. So again, so we're gonna, okay, Ridari, go ahead. So I'm going to import image from widgets image, and we're gonna make a generalized image thingy. So figure image. That's gonna take what was it doing before? Actually, let's start with just making the image thingy. So import React from React, import img from Gatsby image, and we create it in widgets, image.js, and we say export default non-stretched image and const non-stretched image. Anyway, so Ridari, the answer to what I use for state management these days is that I mostly rely on context and passing down props and things like that. I try not to use any fancy libraries, but at the same time I haven't been developing things that are really complex enough to need all of that stuff. So I usually just collocate my getters and setters in the same object and then pass that around the entire application, and that seems to work really well. The Militant Penguin, that is a great nickname. So const non-stretched image props, and it says let normalized props equals props. So I'm typing this over because that helps me learn how it works. Props fluid and props fluid dot presentation with, then we say normalized props equals a copy of all the props where the style becomes props dot style or nothing, and max width is props fluid dot presentation width, and margin is 0 auto so that it centers. In case it's too small, then we return the image component with normalized props, like that. This needs to be in React mode. Have you given Vue a try? I have given Vue a try. I did not like Vue, so I stopped using it. But at my day job, we actually use Vue a lot, so whenever I'm working on Vue apps, I can pull it off. I don't enjoy it, but you know, you make do with what you gotta make do with. Right, so I have this now. I can import image, and let's see what happens if I say image with data. So I'm passing in the entire data object because I don't know yet how to wrap different file names in different names or whatever. Cannot read property of source of undefined. Okay, so let's not do that. Let's first see what the data is. Reload file. Okay, file child image sharp fluid, and here we're looking at directly props.fluid presentation with, and before I was doing data.file. Okay, so I think what I'm supposed to do here is pass in data.file.child image sharp. Let's see if that makes it work. Okay, that does make it work. So we now have a fluid thing here that seems to work great. Okay, so next step, we're gonna have to let's see what happens if I end the wrapper here and start a new wrapper. What's it complaining about? Okay, click-through mode, click. So I ended that. God damn it, I can't tell what's wrong. Why did it do that? Okay, no, it's supposed to do that. Prettier, what are you complaining about? So wrapper and wrap, oh right, because it needs to all be wrapped in a React fragment. So React fragment, like that. Cool. Post message on downed window, yeah. Okay, so now here, if I go and we say style width is 960, what happens? Okay. Let's see, how do I make this thing bigger? It's not wrapped anymore, so it should be able to go bigger. Yep, my computer's getting very slow, see? You can see it acting funny. So Gatsby image wrapper, max width. Width 960 pixels. Margin 0 auto. Oh, why is it still inside a wrapper? That's what's wrong. Because I am dumb, right? Yes. So I tried to take it out of the wrapper and I didn't actually take it out of the wrapper. There we go. Okay, so that looks cool. Now we can do the same with this YouTube up here. Okay, so next step is to load this image using the same image component. Whoa. Okay, I should now be moving again. My camera ran out of battery there for a moment. Let's see. Nope, not moving. Camera live, what you doing? There we go. Okay, cool. So let's see. Next thing I have to learn is how to give GraphQL results a name. Gatsby GraphQL name results. GraphQL reference. Basic query, a longer query, limit, skip. Why are these not loading? Complete list, sort, format dates, excerpt, sort, filter, query, variables, group, fragments, aliasing. Okay. So some entries, some more entries. Got it. So now if I go here, I can say scatter plot is this, and we can take the same one and let's see where is this image. Yes, I know. Okay, do I still have the console log that's telling me what the data actually looks like? Okay. Scroll up, where are you? There we go. Oh, now it says scatterplot. Very nice. So I can say data.scatterplot.childImageSharp. Wonderful. Okay, so we're gonna say data dot scatterplot image, and here scatterplot image, and then in image.js we're going to take child image sharp, normalized props, child image sharp, child image sharp, and child image sharp, and child image sharp. Let's see if that works. Child image sharp. Oh no. Okay. I'm being too smart. Let's just call it props. And here we're going to still say child image sharp. And that should work. Yeah. Now we have the image showing up. Now we can start doing it for others. So we go down here and we again end the wrapper and start a new wrapper. Look at that. And here we are going to say image from data. This is going to be spaghetti image dot child image sharp, and we take this thing and we go to cd source images, wget, download the image, then we move bar chart code to spaghetti image dot png, and we should get that image, right? So Gatsby, I'm gonna copy the same thing and say spaghetti image is what did we call it? Spaghetti image dot png. That was very inventive of us. So spaghetti image dot png. Reload. That worked, that worked, that worked too. Very nice. At least I think it worked. Yep, totally worked. Awesome. So I now have a somewhat general pattern for how to load images. Although this seems like a lot of copy paste, but I think we can live with that. So the next one, get status, get add, cd dot dot, get status, get add dot. Let's do another cd, get status, and let's say get commit minus a minus m. General pattern for better image loads. Okay, now we're gonna go into our videos. So I'm gonna start with the hero, and we're gonna make a little video component. So instead of video block, we have widgets slash video block. Okay, we can reuse video block. So we're gonna say, I'm gonna take all of this out, and we're gonna say this is the video ID that returns a YouTube video with a video ID of video ID, right? So video ID, and we import YouTube from React YouTube. Come on, React YouTube video ID returns video block, and I just call it video. No, let's call it video block. And then in the hero, that's here, we're going to import video from video block, and we say video ID should show up. Perfect. And now I'm gonna wrap that in React lazy load fade in, because I think that's gonna make it faster. So section 1 image video block, we import fade in from React lazy load fade in, and we wrap that and say fade in with a height of, what's the default height again? Actually, let's make these guys. What should the height be? Let's give it. Wait, can we measure it? Yes, let's measure it. So the height is 360. So height 360. And what else do I have to do? Aha, and it takes a render prop. So on load blah, we do that stuff. Cool. So that should give me, let's see if it works. It's not quite working, is it? Why isn't it working? It's been a while since I used this. Use the onload callback to start the fade in effect. Okay, so we need to start the fade in effect on load. Let's see, React YouTube on ready, on end, on pause. Let's try on ready. So on ready equals on load. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that kind of worked. Let's see if we can make it faster. Render fade in. Can I make it? Can I define the time? Duration. Okay, so duration equals 50 instead of 500. So that should make it a little faster. So one of the problems is that there's still a lot of stuff being loaded. So let's change that to 300. And then we can go to our section 3 it was, and in section 3, instead of importing YouTube directly, we're going to import video from /widgets video block, and we're going to replace these guys with video, and where are we? Video. And instead of container class name centered, we're gonna add that to the actual video component here. So container class name equals centered. And let's see how that works. So the idea now is that when I scroll down, I should be able to see the YouTube videos slowly popping in instead of, I can also remove this console log here. Let's see. So that's now a little simpler component. So now when I scroll down, I should see the videos popping into view instead of being preloaded, even though nobody is seeing them yet. So let's see. It's still taking a lot of time to load because there's still a lot going on. We haven't finished cleaning up. Let's actually just reload. So that's showing up. Bam. Let's see. I'm gonna wait for it to finish loading. It's gonna take a while for it to finish loading, but maybe we should just give up and start scrolling down. So scroll down, that's there, that video, that thing, that one, and now, where are, aha, yay! Okay, so videos are now showing up as we go through. So the next step, I think I'm gonna remove this code sandbox because it's too slow. All of these things are too slow and I need to make them better anyway. And like this layout here, this is just terrible layout. It looks like this thing is bad, or at least it's outdated copy and all of that stuff. Okay, so let's see. Where I'm just gonna go through the images one by one. Libraries are hard to customize. So actually this can stay in the wrapper. So save image as, and we're gonna say, what? Let's see if clapping image, child image sharp, and if I go to index.js, I'm gonna now copy paste it here and say clapping image, clapping.gif, and we said that, how wide is that thing? I was like, let's see if I still have the URL here. Okay, so this one, and we go Command Shift Z, clapping image, small img, load. This is not the most riveting work, is it? Cannot use a GIF with Gatsby image, it won't work. For now, the best workaround is to import the GIF directly. Okay, so we can't actually use, we cannot use that. But what we can do is use the fade in thingy. Here we're gonna blah, and we say, how did we use this? It was, where is it? Video block, fade in. So I'm gonna take all of that, blah, image, and on load equals on load, fade in, height 360, duration, wait, we said it's too, how big is this thing? It is 265, let's say 260. Okay. No, and I need to actually import fade in, don't I? Did I already? Of course I didn't. Why is this working then? So import fade in from React lazy load fade in. And let's see if that works. That worked. That worked. Yay! Okay. So the next step, we're going to change all of this to just say lazy image with a source and a height of, we said 260. So image and lazy image. So these are different things. Lazy image uses the lazy load fade in. Otherwise we use export lazy image equals and returns all of this stuff. So we have height, which equals no defaults, and source. So height is height and source is source. Export const lazy image, and we import lazy, where was it? Import fade in from React lazy load fade in, like that. Let's see. So that loaded, and this one did not load. Why not? Because I didn't give it a source, did I? So I keep deleting code that I still need, which makes it kind of annoying because I have to keep command Z-ing back and forth. So okay, and I put it here. Where are we? Source blah. Now let's see. Okay, that loaded too. Now we can do the same thing here for this one. How tall is this guy? It is also 260 pixels, so we can say lazy image source equals the same as before, and height equals 260, like that. Let's see. So that's now a fade-in image, fade-in image. What's next? Next is this guy over here. So that is also a GIF, which means... Whoa, that was weird. So we are gonna have to load this one dynamically, and that is in git grep without it. So section 2, I'm gonna, come on. So there we go. Babel JavaScript, we change that to React JavaScript. Go back a little. Highlight all, blah blah blah. pshot dot. Why is it pshot2? That is such a weird name to use. But we're going to import lazy image from /widgets image, and I'm gonna wrap this here. So instead of, let's see, how tall is it? It is 300 pixels. Maybe it should be a little bigger than that, but let's see. Lazy image height equals, what did I say? I said 300. So yeah, 300 with source being pshot2 for some reason. Let's see, that's now going to load dynamically. Perfect. And we should always make lazy images should be like centered, right? So how do we make sure all images are centered? Come on. Okay, so we have transition, opacity, inline block. So if I go to the image, fade in, wonder what happens if I here, let's say, add a style that says margin is 0 auto and display is inline block. What? Come on. Okay, so now VS Code. Oh, see what it did there? It's getting delayed and replaying my key presses way later. if ever. So I need to quit VS Code and come back to VS Code. There we go. Babel JavaScript, change that to React JavaScript. And will I be able to type now? I was able to type 1 character. I hate it when VS Code does this. I still don't know why it does it. Oh, see? See how a bunch of stuff just showed up? Come on, prettify the damn thing. Why is this not with 100? What happens if I add a style here? Did I predict that when I built the library? I did not predict that when I built the library. What if we wrap the damn thing in a div and say div style equals with 100% and text align center, because I do want all of the images to always be centered. There we go, that worked. So now all the images are centered, even up here. That's perfect. So I can change this to a styled component and say import center div from /styles, and we're going to say this is a center div because I think this is something we're going to keep reusing. So I'm going into styles, saying export const center div equals style div with width of 100% and text line of center blah. Why is this not prettifying? Oh, because it's not set to React mode. Okay. Now my computer is being slow again, but let's see, let's reload that again just to make sure it's actually loading. No. What did we do wrong? Center div. Oh, I know what we did wrong. So if I go into, where was I? Where were we making changes? Section 2. Yes. Oh, in the lazy image is where we were making changes. So lazy image center div is a named export, not a default export. And let's see. Perfect. Okay, so that works now. So the next step is to test whether these changes we're making are actually moving us in the right direction. So I'm gonna go into, let's see, network. Before it was like, I think 300 and something requests. Let's see if it makes any fewer requests now. So empty cache and hard reload. And we're gonna see. I don't think it's gonna make a lot fewer requests, but it might make some fewer requests. That is still a whole lot of requests. But it's better we're down to 260 requests instead of, you know, we just shaved off like 50 requests just by changing how YouTube is loaded and how 1 or 2 images are loaded. So I think status, git add source. I think the next step is going to be improving other stuff. Okay, I can also remove source images clapping GIF, git status, git commit -a-m, improve image lazy loading, and then we're gonna just keep going down the page and move as many of these things to be loaded differently. So we can go into the hero as well. What does the hero do? It loads the video, there's no blah. We can remove that because nobody's using it. Now let's see. Where is this coming from? This is in the header component. So header component, yes. Cool. It looks like everyone got bored of watching me, which makes sense. This isn't that riveting of a thing to watch. So I'm gonna change. What did we say the next thing was? Oh, I'm gonna change this so that everything is using a context to share the GraphQL query, because I believe that will make things a little easier to use. Yeah. And we're gonna do it with hooks because I think that's gonna make it even easier. Or maybe I should stop coding for now and continue tomorrow morning. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately, have I? So might not be a bad idea. Let's see. Yeah, okay, let's go to git grep, start with the building blocks, and we're gonna remove the code sandbox that's there because I don't think it's adding a whole much. Git grep, that's a promise. Git grep a promise. So section 4, let's see what section 4 is doing. Where is this code sandbox actually being loaded? Index.js. Section 4. Is it in section 5? Yep. Okay, what if we just load the feature list? Okay, let's see how many requests that fixed. So wait, no, stop loading. Okay, so let's see, just removing code sandbox, how many requests we fixed. Okay, so in just an hour and a half we went from making 300 requests to making 180 requests, which means this is good enough to deploy. and I'm gonna go to bed and wake up early and continue live streaming actually, because I think that's gonna be cool. Git status, git commit -a -m, and we say shave 100 more requests. Okay, git push origins ck forms, and we say now. I think now is going to deploy it, or at least it should. Let's see. Package JSON, so now it's building, and we're gonna see how well it works. And I'm gonna try to go brag about some of the results we've made so far. Or prepare notifications. What are people on Twitter saying? Okay, it's not a lot of viewers right now. So that is still deploying. Okay, let's see, I'm gonna reply to this one here because I can, and I'm gonna say went from 300 plus requests for one page load to just how many? 182. 182. We continue tomorrow morning. General pattern. Use React lazy load fade in. Use Gatsby image. Okay, so I'm gonna also add, what was this? Clean shot. Which one do we use? Should we use this one? Yeah. So this one, and then I'm gonna add the other one as soon as it finishes actually deploying, and then we're gonna test it. There we go. Now alias blah to react for dataviz.com, and it should be live. So we're gonna go try it. React for dataviz.com. Voila. See? When I scroll down, things show up. Wonderful. So now we can go to page speed insights and see how much progress we made in the last hour and a half. Let's see. I sure hope that there's actually an improvement, because if there isn't, I'm not gonna be, well, if there's no improvement, then we're gonna have to figure out something else entirely. There has been improvement, yes. Okay. Cool. Still slow, but getting there. It's gonna be amazing tomorrow. Tweet. Okay, cool. So thanks everyone for watching. If you're still there, I will very likely try to wake up early tomorrow and go straight to streaming because I want to get this really good.